Are we good? Check, check. Check, check, check. Good morning. Welcome. Happy America Decision Day. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing, Cole? What's up, Ved? Rex, Easy, Warguard, Sam. Hopefully everybody's doing well this fine morning. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown of what's in store today. It's the election. If you plan on trading today, just take it out of your fucking head. You're not trading today, okay? Listen to me when I say you are not trading today. Neither am I. Today is a day for us to have a little education session, okay? Then that's all I want it to be in your head, okay? That's all I want it to be in your head today. Today is an education session. We are not putting on risk. We are watching price action just so you can say that you watched the election, right? It's an opportunity for us to watch price action, build some conviction, and watch the market. You should not be putting on size. If you are putting on size today, you are gambling. We are staying out of this market. We are simply just watching. So also, bigger time frame, you really shouldn't be even touching this anyway until we pick a side here. We're in a massive range on the bigger time frame. And until we pick a side here, either buy side or sell side getting taken, I don't think anything is in this range because above us is a daily fair value gap. I want to see price go lower this week. I want to see an expansion lower. We've been 2 inside bars of this daily candle. We need to pick a side. Until we pick a side, I don't want to touch this. So we came down and took this recent daily low, but we have now relative equal lows here. And I want to see either NQ push up and go rebalance into the daily fair value gap and then roll back over. That's what I would honestly really want to see, is I'd like to see us roll back over to the downside. Bigger time frame, rejection of the daily fair value gap. There's still the SMT on the bigger time frame as well, so we're still technically bearish. We've had a change in the state to the downside. Daily bearish fair value gap has opened up. I'd like to see us rebalance into this, run all of this low resistance liquidity that we've been generating, right? All of this low resistance buy side liquidity. I want to see this get ran through to the upside, have a move higher, have some sort of manipulation at the highs, and then look to see displacement back inside of the range. Where we are right now, I could give less of a fuck what we want to do right now. You should not be caring. This is gambling. If you are trading this, you are gambling. Yesterday or today, it is an election, brother. There's nothing here. We're in a range. We are chopping. You will get chopped up, and you will have to learn the hard way. It's like the fucking me telling the little kid, hey, don't touch the hot stove, brother. Don't touch the hot stove. It's hot. But you still got to touch it and figure out it's hot. So be careful today. Our goal today is literally just to sit, be happy, be grateful, be thankful that we're able to sit here and watch the market and ask some questions. Anything that you guys need help with, ask some questions, talk about some stuff, and test some ideas, and just watch the market and see what happens. So hopefully everybody's doing well, and I'm excited to jump in to an interesting day because it has been a while since I have traded elections. I was thinking about this the other day, and I was talking about this with the group, but I have traded an election before, and I was trying to remember if there were things that I actually remember about trading the election, and I really don't remember anything. So I'm curious to see what happens today. I'm honestly either expecting one of two things. I'm either expecting we just pretty much shit the bed, or we literally do nothing. I really don't see either in between. I think there's most likely going to be some sort of volatility, but at the same time, where we are based on the chart, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting. You should not be touching this. So we got 4 minutes till market open. Grab some coffee, grab a little drink, grab a little journal, Because today's an education day. Today's an education day for us to watch live price action and just kind of say that we watch the election market. That's really what it is today. But you should be focused fully on capital preservation today. Justin voted Trump for sure. Damn fucking right I did. Yeah, you got people going in to vote that aren't even American. Literally, the amount of things I've seen on Twitter of like people going into the polls with like Swedish passports and being able to vote, like that's crazy. That's crazy. Or like going into different ballots. I could literally take a road trip from the top of California all the way to the bottom of California and probably vote like 50 times at different poll stations. Isn't that kind of crazy? Like, if we don't think that that's a problem, I don't know, man. That's crazy. Anybody who's just now coming in, I'm going to say this one more time. Anybody who's just now coming in, today is a PA watch party. There is no executions today. You should not be executing. If I find out if I find out you're trading, I'm talking to you right there. If I find out you are trading, you don't even want to know what the repercussions are going to be. Sit here, be patient. It's one day. It's the fucking election. This happens one time every 4 years. You can sit here and do nothing for a day. Protect your capital, sir. Defense day. Off topic, Justin, but your hair is looking awesome. Thank you. I highly appreciate you. I would give you a kiss right now if you were in front of me. On the forehead, of course. All right. Let's have a great day. Let's get to business. Let's see what she wants to do. 4 hour fair value gap, holding bullish from the previous move higher. I do like this internal high here. Just came down, took the recent low. Would most likely expect a move higher at open to go run the recent high. Let's see where ES is at. ES has not taken this high either. Now, I'd like to see this become manipulation. Keep in mind what we're doing on this move here, right? We're generating a lot of sell side. Generating a lot of sell side liquidity on this move higher. So what I'd want to see is currently just came down. We put in this low. We SMT'd it, right? This is the soup for us to go higher. So market's going to open here. We're probably going to see a push towards that high because we came down, took this low, manipulated SMT. So here we go, market expansion. What I want to see is I want to see an SMT get put in at these highs. There's an imbalance to the left of us. If we continue to hold on to this bearish imbalance, then I'd like to see price roll over back to the downside, and see what we want to do from here. If NQ continues to start pushing up, again, all of this low resistance liquidity on the bigger time frame, we really shouldn't even be kind of worried about price action until we pick a side on either of these. But more so, again, today we're just watching price action, back testing. So what I'd like to see here is just some more structure going into the open. Internal high gets taken. We have now this SMT. I want to see if these imbalances to the left of us are going to continue to hold. I believe there's a 1 hour up here. So I'd like to see if this wants to continue to hold bearish. But let's see what happens. There's the expansion that we were looking for at the open. Coming up into the 1 hour fair value gap again. Best case scenario is I'd really just like to see us get out of this range. So if we can just pump all the way to the daily fair value gap, that'd be great. Do you trade before 9:30? Yeah, sometimes. If there's a setup that leads me going into open, I will. Justin, in your personal opinion, how important SMTs are for your trading? Extremely important. SMT is one of my most important confluences and what I'm looking for. Best advice to not overtrade: don't overtrade. You're in your own head. There's not like a secret. It's you literally being like, I'm not gonna trade. There you go. Don't overtrade. Or you just, more importantly, just set rules for yourself. Look in your data and say, what are the times in which I lose the most? And then you cut out the times in which you lose the most. Or you go into the day and you say, I'm only taking 2 trades, and you step away after you take 2 trades. But either way, if you set that rules, you're still not going to do it because you don't have the discipline to. So that's what you need to work on. Actually doing what you say you're going to do. How do I get into the mindset that I'm not going to take a trade until it becomes so clear it becomes stupid not to take the setup? You just change your outlook on what actually makes you successful. When you're in your early stages of trading, and when a lot of people find trading, their idea of what they find success is in their brain is the money, right? That's the output. So anything that they do that's the input side of it, which is actually trading, making a decision, putting on size, executing, taking it off, whatever, that whole process, that in their head doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the little check mark at the end of that entire process that says green, red. And that's all they take is what is actually right or wrong, which is just the complete opposite truth of what you should be focusing on. So a lot of the time, getting in the mindset of that is just completely reprogramming yourself. I made a great video on YouTube the other day. I hope that you should probably go watch this. And anybody in the chat too that hasn't seen this video, I highly recommend go watch. This is basically, in my brain, how I reprogrammed myself and how to reprogram yourself to actually be focused on what will actually make you successful. We're just letting the market do her thing here. Starting to move up. I'm gonna mark the wick here because we'll definitely put in an SMT here if NQ comes up to the external high or the daily fair value gap high. Right now we're just watching though. I definitely think the market is favoring Trump. Do you think 3 months paper trading is enough for me to try a prop firm? It really comes down to your specific. It comes down. You could give me 5, 10 different people that have traded for 3 months or are at completely different stages because it all depends on your level of awareness. I could put somebody in the market for 3 months, and if they're not aware of the things that are happening to them, they're not learning and they're not efficiently understanding how price action should be. So my more so question is, if you have 3 months of journaled trades, then you can get into a prop firm account. I think you should have 3 months of journaled trades. I don't think the election winner gets announced today because I think it does, or at least the Electoral College, because they have to finish counting. I actually don't know. I'm pretty sure a lot of states have to finish counting, and sometimes it takes a week to 2 weeks for some states to finish counting ballots. No, it's not wrong to journal trades on demo. You're building the experience and process of thinking about your trades. That's not bad at all. It doesn't matter if it's paper trading or anything. It's you using your mind to like actually ask yourself if you did something right or wrong and what you should do to improve. Doesn't matter if you were trading capital or not. It's still beneficial. And when you're learning, you should be journaling all your paper trades. All right, market doing exactly what I want. I want to see us just getting up in this daily for value gap. Again, like I said, you really don't want to touch this until we're out of this range. So if we can come up into this daily for value gap, that's really what I'd be looking for. ES has all this low resistance here as well, so we should break through this. I wouldn't expect an SMT to get put in. I'd want to see ES break through this as well and just have NQ pump to the daily. If it takes 2 weeks to finish counting, does that mean we are likely to see extreme volatility over the coming weeks? I have no idea. I think the best thing you could do is, again, like, you're not going to know what the market is going to do 24/7. And you should stop caring what the market wants to do 24/7. When the price action is in front of your face and you are deciding whether to make a decision or not, you should be able to know what to do because you have the habits in place. So I have no fucking clue if the market's going to be volatile. I hope so, because that means more opportunity. But I hope that you know that volatility doesn't mean always good trades. So unless there's a good trade with volatility and you can focus on protecting your capital when you need to, then yeah, go for it. But I have no idea. Until it's in front of my face, I have no idea if it's going to be volatile or not. I don't care. We're getting up, though. I want to see us, again, I don't want to really see us stop here. Just let us do its thing. I'm not even zooming into lower time frames. Actually, I kind of want to see what the 1 minute looks like, but it's just slow expansion. Planning on moving out of AZ anytime soon? Probably not. I mean, I love AZ, especially right now. It's beautiful. Right now, it's gorgeous. Like, it's perfect. I'm not sure I'll stay exactly like right in this same place, but who knows? This is like my work. Like, this is my work sanctuary right now. I'm in a very like head down work right now. Especially with just everything we're developing, like with TradeMap and some other things where like I'm just fucking lockhead down building. Like I'm just building a lot of shit right now, which I'm super, super excited about to show you guys. I did change from TradeOvate to TradeStation. I just moved funds over from my main account to TradeStation for better stuff. For better fees, more so, but also so we can use the API, because we're using both TradeOvate and TradeStation APIs in TradeMap. And so for TradeStation, to get the actual API, you need to fund an account of at least 10 grand. So I'm just moved a lot of funds over from my main account into this account, so I could just have an extra main account. So I can also get the API for TradeMap. Yeah, well, I already had my main account for TradeOvate, so they gave me the API already. I'm looking at, normally we'll look at the 1 hour for weekly profile. No, I'm not putting on size today. What's API? Application public. So what is API? It's basically the code of the integration. It's program interface. Yeah, that's what it is. Program interface. So like for example, when we're building TradeMap, right, our journaling application, for you to be able to connect your broker to the application, we need the actual broker API to integrate with our platform. So we have to take their code and integrate it with our code so that you can connect your broker through our application. We want to see a move higher here. That 1 minute fair value gap just got ran through, but I'd still like to see us go higher. We don't have an SMT at the highs because ES just took that high as well. I'd like to see this just be a little bit of a pullback. 1 minute fair value gap hold bullish. We came down and swept that little internal low. But if this continues to get ran through, we'll see a move lower. I'd like to see us just continue to take advantage of the order flow though. This 15-minute or 15-second fair value gap too gets ran through. We'll see if the 1 minute becomes an inverse or not. I'd like a continuation here though. Again, I'm not trading any capital today. Today is strictly just a back testing PA type day. Just watching PA and seeing testing ideas. How do you look for SMT so fast? Just been doing this a long time. It's just, that's all it is, brother. It's just seeing it happen thousands of times and drawing it thousands of times. I'd like to see a continuation here to new highs. If this 1 minute fair value gap is going to continue to hold bullish. Five minute did not get tapped. Actually, yeah, it did. Wait. I'm tripping. Justin, how can I improve my decision making and trading, especially while entering? Especially while entering. Wait for exactly what you're looking for. I think a lot of people take entries off of just the fear of missing out, but they don't actually realize that they're taking the trade off of FOMO. Like they think that, oh, this happened. Oh, I have an SMT. Oh my God, sell side got swept. A lot of the time what it is it's not actually the FOMO side of it. It's you being so excited that you are like seeing what you're looking for in your model. So it's like, oh my God, there's an SMT. Oh my God, sell side. And then immediately in your head, you're like, holy shit, this is the potential to actually make me money. Like this opportunity, this trade right here. And then you no longer focus on the actual entry side of it. You more so just focus on having conviction with the setup. And so you then take like 3 entries without the right entry given. You get stopped out like 3 times and then the market then goes in your favor because you're not focused on the actual market itself giving you the entry. You're focused on the conviction that you have with the bigger time frame model. And then you just take dumb entries because the entry was actually never given to you in the first place. So my recommendation to you is don't care if the market goes without you. You should be waiting for the perfect entry to be given to you. And if it's not given, then there's no trade. You're building TradeMap? Yes. You guys don't understand how excited I am for TradeMap. Like this will be, I don't think there's any, I looked at like the existing, I've wanted to build TradeMap for 3 years. I had one programming team that I had before that couldn't do what I wanted because the ideas that we wanted were too ambitious. I had another team that also couldn't do what I wanted. And then I finally actually built a coding team, and we're building something so fucking sick. I'm so excited. Like it's coming together so well. There goes NQ. Seeing the expansion. First PT is right here if you're in longs from that fair value gap getting ran through in this SMT. Would want to see if we continue towards the external high. Your stop should be at break even if you're in longs. We're currently not taking on any developers right now. TradeMap is my journaling application that I'm building. So while we're letting price do its thing, let me show you guys what I've been working on. I actually plan on making a video today for my YouTube about it, but let me show you guys a little sneak peek here. Let me pull this up. So TradeMap is a journaling application I've been wanting to build for 3 years. I finally found the team. We've been working on it for the last 4 months, coding, designing, developing. We have 2 more features that we want to create before we actually drop. We'll probably release beta before those features are actually ready because it takes a lot. It's a lot of code because sorry, I just got distracted. It's a lot of code because we're basically building our own AI system. And making it like exactly what we want it to do. So let me copy this. I'll kind of show you guys and run you guys through this. So 2025. Okay. Let me share a screen here so you guys can see this. Okay. So this is our website. It's currently not live. If you do go to TradeMap.ai, go to TradeMap.ai right now, put in your email to sign up for the beta. If you want to possibly get access, this is possibly, it's like we're doing a lottery basically. So only certain people will be picked, but you'll be notified when all the information is actually ready. So go to TradeMap.ai right now, put in your email, you'll be put into the lottery for possibly becoming a beta tester. But this is our website. Beautiful. This is TradeMap. So this is what I've been working on for the last 4 months pretty much in the darkness with my team. I basically wanted to create a journaling application that wasn't overcomplicated, that just like gave out like dumb features that actually didn't do anything for the trader. Like I feel like there's just so many other platforms that just like try to act like what they're giving you is actually valuable when in reality it's just not, in my opinion. So we wanted to create a easy user-based system that is focusing on actually what the trader needs to improve and not just giving them a bunch of shit that they don't need. So basically what this is you'll have your personal dashboard. Again, you'll be able to connect your broker. You log in, connect your broker. And this is a way of viewing your stats that you really haven't been able to see before. So there's kind of a couple main things here. On your dashboard, you'll have your average win percentage, average risk to reward. You can filter out the systems, average emotion. Your average emotion is tracked when you actually are journaling the trade. You have your trader ranking. This is basically an ELO-based system. So if you know like chess, we wanted to create like an ELO-based system that you can be able to actually track how good you are as a trader for your ranking. The Zen page is something we wanted to design, and something that I wanted to integrate into this platform is my interest in meditation and psychology and philosophy. And so this is one of the features that falls into that category. But I worked with a woman who has been doing guided meditations for the last 20 years. And I basically met her, and we came up together and designed custom breathing exercises and guided meditations for traders that focus on repeating yourself mantras that will get you in the right moment, focus on building good habits, disconnect you from the idea of money. These are guided meditations specifically designed for traders that has never been done before, that we want to be able to have traders be able to take before they even enter the market or during. We'll also have our AI system check up on you during the day. You actually have your journaling section. So this is like kind of like Notion. This is a separate section for you to categorize things, have folders, whether you're watching a YouTube video and you want to take the notes through the application. You're able to post screenshots and tags of whatever you actually want to look at. So if I zoom in here, you're able to post screenshots in your library, add tags to it. So then this gets added to a database, which then you can go back and sort all of your trades. So like, for example, I add a tag of 10 a.m. reversal, market maker model, SMT. I can then go back and have that and view every single statistic. So this is then our statistics page. If you want to find every single little detail about where you are struggling in your trading, this is it right here. So for example, what it basically just put in is I want to trade Monday. Show me all of my data from Monday market maker models on NQ when there was a 10 a.m. news folder and the trade lasted less than 30 minutes. I have every single trade statistics now, and it will give me every single trade that I've actually journaled that I can go back and view. So this is there's basically 3 more features that we're adding that is not on this page yet. But this is your start your day section that wasn't on the other page. The start your day is basically what you go to before you actually jump into the market. This is where you can post all your screenshots, what's your current emotional state right now, because we want to know what your state is before you enter the market versus, when you're actually logging your trades and after. What's your plan for the day? Again, this also gets added to the database, so when you go back to actually journal your trade, you can then see, was your plan from today? Did you actually follow your plan? And that also adds to your statistics in your database. You can see what you can improve on. In your actual log your day, you can add your screenshots, add tags to them, add notes, journaling section. Again, the statistics page. There's a couple more things that we haven't added to this yet. I think that's enough for me to show you guys right now, though. That's enough. That's enough. But we're working on a lot of really, really cool shit. We're working on a lot of really, really, really cool shit. And I think that this, I'm not even saying this because it's my application. I'm genuinely extremely fucking happy with this product, and I think it will blow every other journaling software out of the fucking water. And that was the goal, to build it. There goes longs. So, again, we're back testing today, but that whole move was given 80 points. But how do we feel? Are we excited? Are you guys interested? Because TradeMap will be fucking huge. I've been locking myself in a room working on this for a long time, and I'm extremely bullish on TradeMap. I'm extremely bullish on TradeMap. The website looks 10 out of 10. Appreciate it. Yeah, the designers, like I'm telling you, I took this. There's a reason why I took this long. For the people who originally joined like tactical traders back in 2023, and I was talking about developing TradeMap, I went through two coding teams that could not do what I wanted and did not see the vision. And I finally have a team now that sees it, and we're designing and developing something so fucking sick. It looks, nothing compares to it. It looks so clean. It's exactly what we want, and we're developing really cool shit with AI. Basically, what we're going to be developing is something that we're calling the Trade Sage, which is the second part of the psychology philosophy. But I basically wanted, in my head of what I wanted a mentor. But you guys know me. I love philosophy. I love all the psychology content that I do. So I wanted to create a trade sage. And we're basically going to design this sage. And similar to kind of what the Zen page looks like design-wise, where it's like the waving leaves and stuff, we're going to design a trade sage. And basically, we're going to be scraping as much specifically chosen by me. We're scraping the data from the best traders in the entire world, as well as content that I think from my will fit the trade sage. And we're basically building a literal trade sage that is the all-knowing trader. And psychology, philosophy, statistics, and the more data you feed it, the more it learns your strategy and how you think. Not only just from your statistics, but from what you also write. So when you go to the Trade Sage, you ask for advice, but it will give you advice off of your writing and your statistics. So you'll immediately be able to go and say, hey, I'm at a break-even stage right now. What can I do to get out of this? And the Trade Sage will literally look at all of your trading, not just your statistics, but what you're writing, and it'll say, hey, 20% of the losses that you're taking are from 10:30 to 12 o'clock or whatever. Cut this out of your trading. Or I also see that you're writing in your journal that you've been emotional on on these days, no news days, Wednesdays or whatever. You lose 20% more on a Wednesday than you do on Thursday, Friday, whatever, or on the rest of the week. We should create a rule together to then change what's actually. Again, the whole goal with this application was to show the trader what they can't see. Like what you can't see in your trading to actually improve. It's the statistics that you need to implement rules to actually see success and showing you what you can't see. Justin, can you tell me why people are talking about be careful this week? Brother, today's a fucking election. But yeah, I'm super, super excited for TradeMap. Go sign up. Go. TradeMap.ai. Let me plug. Hold up. Sign up for beta testing if you are interested in beta testing TradeMap.ai. Go sign up. Yeah, I've also just been learning about like SaaS business for the last like 2 weeks, just doing as much research on SaaS as I can. Because like this is something that I'll probably put my head down for a lot of time and build into something really, really cool. So I'm very excited about that. But I don't know a lot of SaaS business stuff. So I'm also just kind of figuring. One thing that I'll share with you guys too is I'm actually documenting this whole process because I've never built a SaaS business before. So I've been documenting the entire process of building the SaaS business when it comes to my entrepreneurial side. I know you guys know me as a trader, but I'm very interested in business. And so as building a SaaS business, I'm going to be documenting this entire thing. And then probably one day, if the company gets exited, I'll be able to have the entire recording process of actually building the company from ground up. So, but this is like a long-term like SaaS business. Like I don't really care for making money on this business anytime soon. My goal is just to create a really, really sick product and create the best journaling application I possibly can. And also I want to get the community involved. Like I want feedback from everybody. I want to see what features people want in the app so we can continue to make it better. That's really the goal right now. So daily for value gap gets tapped back into. I want to see at this point in time if we want to put a high candle in here. ES is at consequent encroachment. We have an SMT. Again, this is exactly what I drew out this morning. We'll see if this wants to get broken through, but we are at consequent encroachment of that 4-hour wick on ES. We'll see if we want to hold bearish here. The pricing will be affordable. I mean, we also have to keep in mind competitors, so. You will be able to connect Top Step accounts to TradeMap because if you are trading on TradeOvate, if they are TradeOvate accounts, you will be able to connect them to TradeMap. I'm not putting on size today, no. Today is a simple PA watch day. If you are putting on risk today, you should not be putting on risk. It is the election. It is capital preservation day. So you came live on YouTube just to promote your new journal? I came live on YouTube to prevent motherfuckers like you from overtrading and blowing your account. I'm a man of the people. I literally sent a message to our community today saying that the reason I'm coming on here is literally to prevent people from blowing their accounts. I literally said that today in our Discord. Because people come in saying, oh my God, volatility, election. Justin, give me a trade. Justin, give me a trade, please. Oh my God, if Justin isn't trading every single second of the day, if Justin isn't trading every single second, brother, you got to learn the hard way. I used to be like that too. I used to not know what I was doing. I've been through it. I get it. I know you think that you know everything. I get it. But it's just going to take time. And you got to touch the stove. You got to touch the stove to know it's hot. That's all I got to say. You got to touch the stove. And, that's fine. It's part of the journey. It's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with touching the stove as long as you don't touch the stove a couple more times afterwards. True. I gave you that long. So, I mean, if you did decide to come into trade, you got 80 points already. MetaTrader 5, we're working on it. I need more broker. Okay, so the thing with connecting of brokers, it's going to take time for us to as a company, again, our goal is to be able to have as much as a diverse user base as possible, and that's part of getting as many brokers as we can. I believe for beta though, we won't have much for beta. For beta, we're having the main. We're having TradeOvate and TradeStation most likely for beta. Again, now even if you trade on MetaTrader, for example, all you have to do is just export the CSV. So even if we don't have the API, you can still import CSV files. So it just won't update automatically, but you can input all of your existing trades right now into the application if you have a CSV. And you can export, and all brokers allow that for you to export through CSV. So either way. Can we connect Top Step X to TradeMap or only TradeOvate? Top Step X? What the fuck is Top Step X? Is that their own broker? How many times did you touch the stove before you learned it was hot? Probably 1,000. But at that point, you're numb. And sometimes being numb is the best way to success. Numb in relationship to your attachment to money is what I'm saying. It's their own trading software. It's in-house. You wouldn't be able to connect it. Yeah, no, fuck that. Get off of TradeMap X or get off of TopStep X and get on TradeOvate so you can connect to TradeMap. I don't want to have to reach out to TradeOvate to get their API. Fuck that. If I have to, I will. But I'm not very happy with TopStep recently. I'm not trading today. Anybody who's coming in right now. Why? So I'm sure some of you guys know. If you don't know, I used to go on TopStep Live, right? For Power Hour. So I would go on Top Steps Live for Power Hour, and I'd just sing, and I realized it was not a place of education. Like, I was going on because I wanted to help like people and like answer questions and all this stuff and like communicate and like talk, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great, like a platform I can help people on. And every time I would hop on live, it's literally just random other traders on the live taking the most random setups. Mic is cutting out. Oh shit, hold on. What's going on here? Are we good? What's going on? It's not? Okay, am I being trolled? What the fuck's going on? But basically, they told me. So all the people on this live that whenever I was on TopStep X are promoting the worst habits possible, and they come to me afterwards. They come to me afterwards and they say, "Hey, Justin, I don't think we can have you on live anymore." Guess why? Guess why they didn't want me on live? Because I didn't take enough trades. And I was like, fuck you. I'm not taking enough trades. Maybe because there's no trades to fucking take, moron. You're going to promote to all... Again, I can't really be upset because they make money off of people failing, so I guess they want to promote that so they can make more money. But I think that's just fucking scummy. So I was happy to be like, all right, later. I'm not doing this shit again. If you don't care enough about the value that I discuss and you only care about me just taking random trades to your fucking followers, like, you can go fuck yourself. Yeah, and Power Hour too. Like, you're expecting me to take trades during Power Hour? When I already am like, just crazy. What's wrong with the mic? Is the mic actually bugging or? So daily for value gap gets tapped back into. One minute for value gap gets ran through to the downside. I'd want to see a move pretty much literally all the way back in this range. I'd want to see a move down to the sell side level after that 1 minute got ran through. SMT at the highs, buy side taken, daily for value gap. I would want this to be the turtle soup to then roll over to the downside. So like we discussed this morning, I want to see this become the rollover back to the downside from this daily for value gap. We'll see how this 15-minute candle closes because we'll most likely expect back down. 10, 15, 2 minutes. Background music, it's just some fall jazz. Some fall jazz to get the vibes. Only real motherfuckers know what's up with jazz. What would you say to yourself if you can go 5 years back in time? Enjoy the journey. You know you're like, you want to know what the key to success is? The key to success is knowing you're going to be successful. If you know in your brain that you're going to be successful, like to a full-hearted belief, like when I was young, I knew I was going to be successful. Like there wasn't a thought in my mind I wasn't. So I just enjoyed the journey and took the steps it takes to get there. And then all the worry is just out of the way. And you just enjoy the journey. The key to success is knowing you're going to be successful in your head first. You have to create the environment to you have to create the things needed for the environment and the manifestation to take place of what you want. So if you do that in your brain first and then act in the way of doing so, it's just going to speed run the process. Who told you that you are successful lately? Nobody should tell you you're successful. That's not how you... Success can look so many different ways. And if you're looking for somebody else to give you the validation of success, that's your first problem. How was your first year into trading? I feel like everybody's first year, you know, you make some money and you lose a lot more, and you make some more money and you lose a lot more, and you figure out what you want to trade. And I started trading penny stocks for like my first month, and then I traded options for the rest of the year. And it was, my first year really wasn't like, when I reflect back on my first year of trading, it's honestly such a blur, to be honest. Like, I really don't remember, like, it was just me in school, like, taking random, like, there was no real process. I wasn't really focused on, like, learning. Like, I was focused on learning, but not really. Like, not actually really. I wasn't journaling. I wasn't testing ideas. I wasn't, like, understanding what I was actually looking for. Yeah, my first year was honestly a fucking blur. But that's basically kind of the summary of my first year. I'd want to start to see us move lower here. Who do you think is winning the election? I have no idea, but I hope it's Trump. Get a blacked out scat pack? You are wild. So you don't support civil rights? What do you mean? Who says I don't support civil rights? I'd want to see this hold bearish. If we do come up and tap this, I think we just put it in the SMT. All right, another signal bot opportunity here. Actually, let me log out so then I can paper trade. We're back testing. Do not put on size. I'm talking to you, whoever's fucking clicking your buttons right now, seeing like Justin enter a trade. I'm not putting on size. We're testing ideas. It's an election day. Get out of your fucking head. There's plenty of other days to make money. But the reason I like this, so we'll go over the actual like trade, but I want to make sure people aren't doing dumb decisions, is I want to see this 1 minute starting to get ran through. 1 minute gets ran through here. Buy side gets taken. SMT at the highs. We run through it. We pull back. SMT on the internal high. We're starting to try to hang on to it. I'd like to see us get lower here, but we came up, rebalanced. The ES took the internal fair value gap. I'd need to see this hold, though. If this gets ran through, then we probably run to new highs. But again, I'm not... Is this a trade that I'd normally take if this wasn't the election? I don't really know. Maybe, maybe not. But we'll see. I'd like to see a move back inside the range, though. Also, the reason why I like this trade, too, is the 15-minute candle. 15-minute candle closes, pulls back. 15-minute for value gap opened up. I'd expect us to most likely distribute back down into that range. So... I'm not adjusted to the new times either. Arizona is an hour ahead now, so it's like normally market opens at 6:30 here, but today it opens at 7:30, which was kind of so for the next 6 months I got an extra hour, which is great. First trade long, please explain. Continuation higher. We're expecting the draw to be the daily for value gap once we get displacement, and we know that the SMT originally gets ran through because ES breaks through the external high to the left of us, so there's no reason for us to go lower. Because if we were to go lower, this for value gap would get broken through. We come down, SMT, this becomes the turtle soup to then continue higher. enter in long, protected high. This for value gets ran through. If you wanted to wait for another entry, you see a continuation towards buy side. Again, I need to put a fucking fat sign on my chart so people don't make dumb shit. Paper trading today, don't be dumb. Yeah, I'll probably trade tomorrow, but I'm going to be trading low size the entire week. So ES runs through that fair value gap, but probably expect us to go run new highs. 1 minute 5 or the 5 minute fair value gap still hanging on. I'd like to see this 15-second hold bearish. I want to see what the 30. No. So stopped out there. ES runs new highs. 1 minute trying to hang on. New SMT gets put in. See if this gets ran. But now we have the 15-minute change in the state level. So if we do come up and manipulate this, I'd want to see displacement through this candle low. Got you, Warguard. Justin, I'm planning to backtest NQ, but I want to ask a quick question. Would you mind to share with us the most high-impact news to avoid trading or holding trades on? Let's say I'm a minute 15 time frame trader. I'm trying to understand. Share with us the most high-impact news to avoid. Okay, so there's two things. Number one is you can't just listen to me and say what to avoid. What I will say is there's things you should avoid, and I'll tell them to you. But I still believe that you should be watching them so you can actually see why you should not trade it, right? And that's the most important thing. It's like I can tell you to not trade NFP, but unless you in your brain actually have the conviction as why you shouldn't trade NFP, you're going to fucking trade NFP. So it's like, I'm going to say probably don't trade NFP. That's really the biggest one for me. I like trading FOMC, CPI. I like 8:30 news. I don't trade no news Mondays. Those are really the only two things. So I recommend go into those days, paper trade, and still watch them and backtest the price action. But everybody's different. And so I recommend more so focus on building conviction to you to what you look for than versus what I look for. Much love to you. Yeah, day before NFP as well. I don't normally trade. Do TradeStation orders via TradingView for futures fill well, or do you have problems like delays and stuff? I haven't taken a single trade on it yet throughout, so I have no clue. The funds just got transferred over yesterday. I have no idea. I haven't taken a single trade on it yet. Burned my hands, Justin? Good. How can I join the Discord? If you guys like these lives, again, we do this. This is the normal for us at Tactical Traders. We recently just merged our two communities to just focus more on our students. We live trade every single day. The description or the link is in the description if you want to watch me trade every single day, pretty much, unless there's no news Monday or other sort of big news. We do charting sessions every night, student sessions as well. So SMT gets put in at the highs. Let's see if we want to distribute back inside the range. Again, I still really, really like this 15-minute. We close above, or this candle close below. We rebalance. I'd like to see a continuation lower. I like this low. I'd really want to see this move get inversed. Here. If you're interested in watching me trade live, again, we ask people ask me this question. Why do we require you to get on a call? Tactical trade, our community, and I'm sure that you can tell just through my content, we're not like other fucking people. If you don't have the energy or the time or the care to hop on one single call with one of our team members to figure out if it's even for you, we probably don't want you in the community to begin with. Like, we want people that are going to actually put in the work. And so that's the first ask of you in this kind of partnership of fucking education is if you want to learn and you want to put in the work, we need to know that first. And that's the first fucking test. Will you even get on a call with us? Like, that's the first filtering system. So if you're interested in watching us trade live, watching me trade live, joining the community, learning more, book a call with us. We'll be able to talk more. Starting to displace back inside the range. 5 minute, I want to see us close below like we just did. This looks good. I want to see a continuation lower here. This fair value gap should hold bearish. We should see a continuation. I don't want to see. I do not trade live on YouTube every day. I rarely trade live on YouTube. Trade on live on YouTube when I feel like I want to. Yes, all mentorship students get beta for TradeMap as well. And they also get a year free of TradeMap when it's released. There goes NQ. Let's see if we want to get back down here. Again, right now, I'm just kind of watching price action at this point. My bias is definitely bearish. I want to see us start selling back off inside this range. Have an SMT at the highs, came back down. Took this internal low, though, another SMT, but expect us to kind of build more structure here before we sell off. Volume imbalance holding. Again, as long as this 1 minute volume imbalance holds bearish, we'll sell off. So we should probably start to sell here. Test a little scalp short. I want to see us speed up here. We have some low resistance here. We should go to this low and then see lower. So this would kind of be our first little target here. Is there a 5 minute fair value gap? There is. But I want to see all of these pretty much get ran through. We have a lot of imbalances here that we could bounce from. So if this 15 minute gets ran through, we should see a lot lower. Again, paper trading, just testing this. Would want to see a move lower. We did just take this internal low, so I wouldn't want to see us rebalance. I'd need to see us speed up. Because we could go immediately back to that previous high as we do have the SMT. Five minutes still holding, 15-minute holding bullish. So I'll probably go run back to this high now. This internal low gets taken without the displacement. We'll go run to that recent high. Today's kind of fun because I don't get to, I don't have to care. I'm not actually putting on trades. So I'm kind of just watching with you guys. What is your guys' bias right now? I'm very curious to see what you guys think is going to happen throughout the day. How long are you going to be live for? I have no idea. Been in the Tactical Traders mentorship for 2 months and things are clicking. The group and content are great. Much love, Daniel. Love to hear it, brother. Zero bias, don't care. Love to hear it. DGen on paper trading, real. We're really starting to slow down here. I want to see us speed up. There's not enough structure on the 5 minute two to seed down back here yet. If we can get a change in the state, then that's kind of the biggest thing I want to see for us to move lower. We could just continue to build price action here. ES is most likely going to want to expand higher. NQ fails to lack displacement through this low, so we have low gets taken. We sweep. We come back up. Generated buy side. ES is most likely going to look to expand. What is this 1 hour candle open? 12 o'clock? 11. So we got 20 minutes around. Justin, I'm a senior in college and about to graduate. I want to trade, but also will need to get a job to help pay for the bills. Can I make trading work with a 9 to 5? Of course. Absolutely. You should be working a job while you're still learning how to trade. You should be working in a job if you are still learning how to trade. Because what the fuck, like, you have to think emotionally you're putting yourself in an environment to provide yourself when you don't even know you have confidence to provide yourself. How do you think you're going to learn to provide yourself and actually provide for yourself if you in your head don't have the confidence because you've never fucking done it before? You have to have something supporting you in your learning stages. If you are learning trading, you have to have something that is supporting you, which is a job. I was delivering pizzas and fucking bussing tables for 2 different restaurants when I was learning how to trade because I needed something to support myself to detach from money until I then could actually make money from trading. Another SMT gets put in. I want to see NQ sell. I want to see NQ get down back in the range. We shall see. Can I hug you? Sure. How do you know when to go into the lower time frames, like the 15-second? My brain works like this. If I have a draw on liquidity on a 15-minute, then I can give me affirmation to then zoom in to find the entry towards the 15-minute. If I have a draw on liquidity on a 5-minute, then gives me the confidence in the decision making to then go in and lower and then find the setup and price action in relationship to whatever that draw is. So the only reason I'm looking at a 15-second, if I do, is because there's 5-minute or 1-minute validation or thinking in my brain to make me think that there's a draw on liquidity that I can then zoom in and look for an entry with. But it's also just I'd want to view price action sometimes in a lower time frame. Can I join your Discord from Germany? You can. We have some Swiss people. We have some people in Norway. We have people fucking everywhere. Yeah, of course we have people in UK. We have genuine people everywhere. Maybe not like everywhere, but pretty much the main spots. Do your mentorship students see your entry SLTP when you're live trading? Yes, every single day. There's no way I can fake fucking trading. Like people come to me and are like, Justin, you're fake. Brother, I've been live trading every single day in a community for the last 2 years straight. How the fuck can I fake that? Like, can we use our brains for a second here? Still really nothing that I like right here. Again, I still would want to see us move lower back inside this range, but when it comes to the internal price action, I need to see more. I'd like to see this continue to hold bearish and like to see it move lower. I look at YM a little bit, not much to be honest. I don't think it's just never been a big part of my trading. I know it is for other people, but I've always just stuck with NQ and ES, and I've had success. I think honestly, it gets to a point where YM just becomes over analysis. What's the benefit of futures over Forex? I've been seeing everyone make transitions, but I feel like time and price theory doesn't apply as well. It applies extremely better, brother. And you also get fucking tax benefits. If you're trading Forex over futures, I personally don't understand the reason. But I also traded SPY. Like, the reason I only trade ES and NQ is because when I used to trade options, I only traded SPY and QQQ pretty much. I traded like Apple, Amazon, Tesla, stuff like that, but I'd always trade SPY and QQQ, so I was familiar with the price action when I did switch over, and so now I only trade ES and NQ. The more you trade, the less and less you will actually trade. The more that you go in your trading journey, the less tickers you'll trade, the less time you'll spend on the charts, and the more money you'll make. Again, I always say this, that you will make the most money in trading when it feels like you are doing the least amount of work. PA is starting to slow. Future seems easier than trading stocks without options. You can focus on the market even if you don't have to eat the commissions both ways. And you don't have to focus on Greeks. I would recommend using change in the state over market structure shift. Which one of your videos would you recommend watching both? Most? All of them? There isn't a most, because one trader is going to benefit extremely much from one video because that's what they need. Your situation and somebody else's situation could be completely different. So I don't know what video needs to benefit you the most. What's up, Apollo? Bro, guys, all right, I get it. I got to clean up the stash, okay? I understand. It's in my brain. I've comprehended it now, okay? We can stop on the stash comments. I understand it needs to be cleaned up, okay? I get it. You're right. I'm not fighting you. It's going to be lined up. Did your trading improve with the mustache? I don't know. I really don't know. I want to say yes, but I really couldn't tell you. I just moved my desk around, though. My desk, if you guys are noticing a different background, it's because I decided to like actually put my desk in like a good spot, which is like I'm like looking out on the window now instead of like my desk being in like the middle of the fucking room, like an office. But I feel good. I'm excited. Do it on stream. You're a psycho. This isn't fucking Kai Cenat stream. Bro said shave your mustache on stream. What? For people living in Russia, I have no clue, brother. I don't even know a single broker in Russia. I don't think they're gonna let you. I think you're done for, to be honest. I think you got better things to worry about than brokers. You got fucking polar bears and shit, and Putin, and vodka. Bigger problems, brother. I'd search up. I have no idea. I'm just playing. I would search up brokers in Russia. I could not tell you. Can you repeat the question before answering so we know what you are answering? Listening while watching market, not able to keep up with the chat. Gotcha, brother. Bro says, any serious guys here want to network? If any serious guy was in this chat and saw somebody say, any serious guy here want to network, do you think that serious guy would want to go network with that guy? Just like actually ask yourself that question. And I'm not here trying to bash you. I'm just saying, like, you don't meet serious people by asking to get to meet serious people. Gary V would tell him. Gary V would tell you to also go to a fucking garage sale and like try to swindle prices as a real entrepreneur. Sorry, brother. I can only do 25 on those Pokemon cards. Can you do $5 on those? That's what real entrepreneurship looks like. Getting $2 off on Pokemon cards. Much love, Carlos. Justin, tips on starting social media from the beginning. Just post shit you like to post. Don't give a fuck about posting shit for other people. Post stuff that you like to post. Who do I think is going to win the election? I have no clue, but I'm hoping it's Trump. I'm hoping. I can only pray for the best. I can only pray. Great question. Can you go more in depth on the act of submission towards God and how to implement it into trading? This was something I talked about on the recent video that I think is extremely, something that I don't think anybody has like really thought of before. But like I genuinely think the act of submission through God and through trading is very, very similar. And I think when I talk about the idea of striving for striving for arriving, and the idea of submitting to the actual process, it's putting yourself in such a small belief, because I think when you let ego take over in your actual trading, it gets in the way of everything that you're doing, right? You want to make money, you want to improve, you want to do this, you think you're better than the market, you think you're this. Like when you first actually start trading, your entire decision making is ran by ego and also the fear of not knowing, and it's like all of these different things. in life, you're constantly doing the same thing. Every expectation, every decision that gets made in your life, you're always either overthinking, thinking, was this the right decision? Was this the wrong decision? Was this the right outcome? I feel not good. I feel good. And it's this constant relationship of back and forth. And you end up on one side and you worry why you're on that side. And then next day you're on this side and you worry why you're on that side. And it's just the simple act of worrying about whatever it is when there's really no reaction or reason to worry, because people create problems out of nothing 90% of the time. And with trading, the reason you're creating problems is because you're putting on unnecessary risk. You're putting yourself in a position to continue to fail and make you think that you are not actually putting in the work because you're not submitting to the process. So it's like, I fully believe when you through the act of submission to God, and it's putting yourself in a state where it's like you are not, you're literally a speck. Like, you're literally a speck. There's only one true God. And I feel like when you grow your relationship with God and also just the world around you, and you become extremely aware of the things, you realize you fall. I like to think of it as like string theory, where in my head, like, I picture my brain as a radio, right? I picture my brain as a radio. And I can turn the knobs and put myself in different frequencies to perceive and aware reality in different ways, and depending on the environment. So in my brain, I think of like a bunch of strings, and like they're little timelines basically, but they're frequencies in which I perceive life. And a lot of the time with trading and with God, I'm tuned into a very similar frequency in just how I perceive it. Like, when I feel close to God and I feel in a submissive state towards God, I feel a very submissive state when I'm actually in the market as well. Because it's like, you don't push your way on God. It's like, you know that God knows exactly what should be, and you know God is perfect and like has that plan. It's like, you think you know what you want, but in reality, you want what God wants. It's like, you want what God wants for you. And it's the same thing with the market. You think you know what you want. You think you know that you want to trade right now. You think you know you want to put extra contracts on. You think you want to do all these things. You think you want to overtrade, but it's like you really don't, because you're just so confined to that idea of what trading success looks like. You're confined to the idea of making profits means you're doing something good, and in reality, it's just not true. And so when you submit to the idea of just building good habits and you disconnect from the wanting, because it's like, again, you trust in God. You trust in the situation. You trust into the journey. And so in life, it's like everybody wants to make money. They want to become financially free. They want this. They want that. And they're constantly focusing on that instead of the actual process of getting there. And they end up never even enjoying the steps of life that they're given, and the gratefulness of just being in the moment and perceiving life as a grateful gift. It's like when you just sit down in yourself and you perceive life as such an amazing experience and such a beautiful thing, and God will take care of the rest, and you submit and actively submit to the trust in God and what the plan is for you, and you continually manifest that and put yourself on that frequency and in that line where you can consistently envision yourself at the success and who you want to be. Where are you? What do you want to be? How much money do you want to make? What do your friends look like? Who is that person? And you consistently manifest that in your brain. God will know exactly where you need to be. And when you submit to the process, you trust in everything, you trust in the situation, and you don't force your hand on it. And that goes back to the exchanging, striving for arriving. You're submitting to the actual process. You're not pushing your way on it, and you're letting things be, because what is perfect. When you think about what else, what if, it gets in the way of the enjoyment of now. When you create these little micro expectations and intentions throughout your life, you're always going to get broken. They're always going to get broken. So every day you come into the market and you set a little micro expectation. You go on Twitter, let's have a great day, guys. We're making money, blah, 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 blah. And you plan on getting funded. You plan on passing an account. You set these little micro expectations and intentions so that when you actually put yourself in the environment to trade, you fuck up because that's all you can think about. So you have to undergo this submission through trading that is very similar to, in my opinion, the submission of God. And you'll end up on both sides with God and with trading, you'll end up getting what you want through submission. What experience made you believe in God? Genuinely curious. Yeah, we talked about this actually the other day in the Discord. I got asked the same question, but my walk with God is very, very perfect. Like, It's genuinely perfect. I've gotten to a point in my life where it's like I used to be atheist. I mean, I used to believe in like the universe, and I actually didn't find God the conventional way. I found God, in my opinion, in literally the perfect way possible, which was not through text, not through like I found God through genuinely living, and then I found who that God was through Christianity. So when I was in Sardinia and all of the content that I've made on the Tao Te Ching and Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, that is what first actually gave me the confidence to say that there's a higher power and there is a God, because of the fact that I could achieve that state of being. A lot of people don't even realize that they can achieve a very high state of understanding and living, of like the way that you perceive life. Like I was and still am sometimes able to achieve, like through meditation, a extreme state of being in the moment, an extreme state of love, and like just being so in tune with God and the world around me, that experiencing that when I was studying philosophy and when I was in Sardinia for 2 weeks, like I was in an island in the middle of the ocean off the coast of Italy, meditating every single day, reading the Tao Te Ching. And at that moment, like I remember breaking down in tears one of the night, just because like I was having such a profound experience, and I was like, there's just no way God's not real. Like I just felt God's presence so clearly. But at the time I didn't know who that God was. And so what I then came to find out later on was the characteristics in which I was learning from the Tao Te Ching, in the way that I was perceiving my life, in the way that I was treating others around me, were very Christ-like characteristics. But that's not what I didn't know that at the time. So I actually found God through the act of eternal wisdom, and then understanding who God actually is through Christianity later on. But I didn't find God by going to church. I didn't find God by reading the Bible. I then learned to know God through going to church and reading the Bible. Market's fucking boring right now, I'm not going to lie. Explain elections and market relationship, please. President gets picked, market reacts. There you go. That's pretty much it. Similar testimony, except a preacher showed me I was a lost sinner, needed Jesus to save me from my sins, to keep out of hell. There is one name, only way to heaven, Jesus Christ. Yes, sir. In the name of who? Thought about writing a book called Single Dad, Single Trade. What do you think about the title? I need more of the story, because now my mind's racing. Single dad, single trade, what happened? Explain manifestation in your words. Manifestation is the process of mentally and spiritually creating your own environment and reality, so that your actual perceived environment is reflected from your inner perspective, and then manifests into your outer perspective. Because the world is nothing but your inner world. The world that you perceive is nothing but a reflection from your inner world. And if you can program your inner world and your frequency and your perception of how you view yourself and how you view the world around you, the world will continue to reflect that back on you. And so that is, in my opinion, how I came to God, which was like, like how can there's obviously a reason of human nature. It's like we are extremely thankful that we have a loving God, because the way that we perceive life, it's like, you ever wonder, when you're nice to somebody, why you feel good, or when you consistently think good thoughts and have a good frequency and are positive and all these things, it's like, you ever wonder why? It's because you're fucking programmed by a loving God. And in my opinion, the idea of manifestation is the process of aligning yourself on a frequency where your perception of reality becomes more truth than the outside world. And so in your brain, you solidify this idea of who you are and what you want and continue to manifest and input that into your brain until it becomes a reality. So it's like, for example, when I was young, like 5 years ago when I first started trading, in my journal, it's like, and this can be a couple acts, right? But it's the input. It's just inputting into your brain. So it's like, I would write down, money comes to me easily. Happiness comes to me easily, frequently, and abundantly. Money comes to me easily, frequently, and abundantly. And I would write that every single day in my journal, like every single day. And it's just completely inputting it into your brain, right? It's just like you're feeding input into your brain. Because you are the vessel in which you're perceiving reality, right? You're the vessel. You're nothing but flesh. Your spirit and your soul is what makes up who you are. And so if you think of life in the flesh, you're going to perceive life in the flesh. You're not going to perceive life at a higher state. And you have to be able to understand the difference between both. And if you don't understand what I'm saying by living your life through the flesh versus the spirit or the soul, I highly recommend getting into meditation or just understanding, just diving into philosophy. Read the Bible, read Seneca, read the Tao Te Ching, read these high, eternally, in my opinion, it's just eternal wisdom. It's overall wisdom of how we live our lives and are you as a human being. And you have the power of Christ, and he rose from the dead. Like, I fully believe you have a very deep power inside of you to control yourself, control how you live, control how you think, control the world around you, and you have a deep level of manifestation to create great, great things. Do you believe God wants... Oh, this is a great question. Do you believe God wants you to believe in manifestation? Yes, absolutely. If I have the power to manifest something, why would God not want me to? Because either way, if I'm manifesting the wrong thing, God will show me it's the wrong thing. Exactly. God wants us to have the power to manifest good. So that's more importantly what it is. Exactly. Jesus tells us to meditate on him and good things. God is basically like this. And the reason, and this is exactly what I mean when I say trading is about submission and the act through God of submission. God literally says, and this is the same thing with trading, it's like, you want all of these things. It's like, you want to be profitable, you want to make money, you want your happiness, you want a girlfriend. It's like, I'll give you all of that. Just put me first. Like, that's all God wants. And that's the same thing with trading. Put the process first. Put actually trading first. Following good habits, risk management, all these things. Like, put that first and everything else will follow. Like, you will be given all of that. And it's the same thing with God. It's the act of submission. We want these ideas so bad that we completely forget about who's actually giving it to us. It's like, God's the only person that is even giving you the capability to be able to fucking have it. So it's like, same thing with the market. You have to submit in both perspectives, and you will get what you want. Not first, central, exactly. Like God, if I have a piece of paper and I'm writing down everything that makes up my life, God is not at the top of that list. God is the paper. God is the paper I'm writing the list on. He's the foundation. Talk about unconditioned awareness that is self-aware and unchanging. Not something grasped or obtained, but the very essence of one's being in relationship to meditation and mindfulness. Let me try to digest this. Talk about unconditioned awareness that is self-aware and unchanging. Unconditioned awareness. Give me a explain it in a better light. I'm a little bit confused on the question. I've seen people call Jesus Lord, King, God, Son of God. Which one is it? All of them. All of them. Do you believe Jesus could achieve such miracles because he was such in tune with life he would manifest anything? No. I don't believe God manifested walking on water. I think God did that because he's fucking God. Do you believe God is the highest level of consciousness? I believe God is the creator of consciousness. I don't know about I don't know. Are you saying the highest state in terms of like the overall hierarchy of wisdom of like the world? I have no clue. Us humans cannot even comprehend the idea of what that is, of what's possible. We can't comprehend that. I simply don't like the idea. I have to be a good person to go to heaven. You should be a good person overall, not because 100%. And God literally says in scripture that if you only seek the kingdom for the kingdom and not then you won't go to heaven. Like God doesn't just God can tell your heart. God does not hear your words. He hears your heart. God cares about your heart, not your words. And I fully believe it's like, let me try, and I want to answer your question exactly. You should be a good person overall, not because you want something in return. Exactly. And God knows that. Exactly. And you get to go to heaven because it's a gift. Like, it's a gift. Like, we have such a loving God. We have such a loving God that he decided to die for you. You don't even have to do anything. Exactly. The entire Bible is about service, the service of others. And when you truly envelop a Christ-like image in your life, you will feel a level that you've never been able to experience before. And I discovered that through the Tao Te Ching. So I don't really care whether you're reading through Scripture or whether you're reading through Tao Te Ching. It's overall universal wisdom of life. If you are in service of others, you will be more successful. God will take care of you. The world will take care of you. Everything around you. Like, there's so many just overall universal wisdoms of life that have to be with just being Christ-like. Currently in a place where I feel as if I can't be of service to others, if I can't even help myself, how can I change this mindset? The problem is that you think helping others takes away from helping yourself, when in reality, that's exactly what it's doing. Helping others is helping yourself. It's helping your soul, which in relationship, God helps. You only perceive it that way because you look of getting something out of it. If you go to help somebody because you want to get something out of it, God sees your heart. God feels your heart. It's like the world, whatever you fucking believe in, the world, universe, frequency, it's overall universal wisdom, whether you believe in God or not. Get it in your head. You're programmed, brother. I'm sorry to say, whether you believe in God or not, you're programmed. So that must mean there's a fucking creator. Whoever you think that is, whatever. But like, the fact if you can't even understand that you are built with the possibility to experience life in a way you've not been able to experience before, like, you are programmed with a deep state of understanding and thinking, and you just haven't been able to tap into it yet. I believe everybody needs to go on a spiritual journey in life. Justin, you ever took shrooms to find a deeper meaning of life? I didn't take shrooms to find a deeper meaning of life, no. But why should God become a human? He is all-powerful. There is no reason for him to become a human and put himself down like that. In my opinion, there's no reason for him to die for us. Exactly. There is no reason for him to die for us. But he loves us so much that he does. And God decides to come down in his son, Jesus Christ, to be able to show us what a perfect... Jesus comes down and lives a perfect life to then die for our sins so that we can go to heaven. He comes down to show us what living that life truly looks like. That's why it's so beautiful. That's why it's so amazing. Because he didn't have to do that. And I'm gonna be honest here. I want to be the medium from like somebody who's so against God. I used to be atheist, and it sounds like crazy. I used to listen to like Christians and be like, he died for my sins? Like, what does that even fucking mean? Like, what does that even mean? I was like, that's crazy. Like, that's literally crazy talk. until I started reading the Bible and going to church and like actually learning and realizing it's like, there maybe has been something that's trying to hold me back from reading this information, because this information is fucking making my life 20x better. And there's a reason why people try to suppress the idea of God and a creator and everything, because you will see your life improve in every single way when you build a relationship with God. I didn't plan on today becoming a church service, but I'm here for it. Market's really not doing anything either, so. And trust me, I'm not perfect. I'm still in my walkabout with God. I don't know everything. I don't know all scripture. I don't know everything. I'm still learning as much as you guys are, so. I'm atheist right now. I was once Christian and changed to atheist. Can you convince me as to why I should look back again? I would just say call out to God. But I think it's just the awareness. It's the awareness. To experience God, those who don't, ye who has little faith. You ever watch the Polar Express? In my opinion, this is how I view God. You ever watch the Polar Express, and at the end of it, he has the little bell, and if you believe in Santa Claus, you ring the bell and you hear the sound, and if you don't believe in Santa Claus, you ring the bell and there's no fucking bell. That's God, in my opinion. When I talk to God, speaking to God or hearing God or living through God has to do with awareness. It is your awareness that somebody else is in the metaphysical room inside of your brain. When I go and I feel God, I go into a deep meditative state, and this is how I envision it. I transfer from flesh to spiritual mind through meditation, breathing techniques. The way to experience God is through awareness. When you reach that state of meditation, it is the awareness that's... You ever know when you're in a classroom by yourself and somebody walks in the door, you don't even see them, but you know that there's somebody in the room, right? It's a feeling. It's like spidey senses. You can feel somebody's looking at you and somebody's in the room. That's what talking to God feels like. You get into a deep state of meditation and you become aware that somebody's in the room. And you invite God in. And when I pray, I that's what I do. I get into a deep state of meditation and I get into that room and I invite God in. And every single time I feel God's presence. Every single time. But God will only put as much awareness to him as he does to you. It's funny how that works. He will only give you back what you give him. Justin, please argue this point with me. What if there is no God and the wisdom from God? Brother, how the fuck did... Justin, what if there is no God, but the wisdom from God? You just had two sentences in the first two sentences that just contradict each other. So how can it be no God and then from God? Yeah, I think a lot of you guys too need to understand the difference between spirituality and God. And in my opinion, spirituality is possible because of God. Like you can experience a high state spiritually from God, but that's not God. You're experiencing the creation of God. I'm so confused on this question. How much RAM do you need to trade if Trump wins versus Kamala? Would you need more RAM if Kamala won because she is left wing? This is very important because it can impact the quality of trades. What do you mean by RAM, brother? Like my computer RAM? Like I'm not going to be able to run the market? What? Yeah, this video, this stream will always be up. You'll always be able to go back to this. This is why we don't trade election. Justin, I'm atheist and I would like to be your friend. I need a role model and mentor. I don't have the money, but I want to follow your footsteps and further create my own. I need a role model. Brother, you got a role model right above you, brother. It's called God. That's the best role model. You want the best role model? God. I did not study Larry Williams, no. Your market maker model is so helpful. Appreciate it, brother. Being atheist is so weird, LMAO. Like a religion of not believing. I don't even think of it as religion. Like, it's so funny because I used to be on the complete opposing side. Like, I was like, there's no God. And then I was like, well, this universe is kind of loving, I guess. You know, shit's kind of going my way, and like I manifested this, and I'm experiencing a higher state of living, and like I can truly like experience life the way I believe I was meant to experiencing it at a high state that I've never experienced before. And it's like, okay, there's something going on here. It's like you really get to a point, like I just truly feel like what I've experienced people don't look for. It's like seek and ye shall find, but not even just through God, but through experience, through feeling. It's like there's a reason that you feel a certain way when you become passionate about something. There's a reason you feel a certain way when, you know, something good happens and you have a connection. It's like people always like to scientifically prove everything. It's like scientifically prove the relationship of me when I hug my mother, that feeling. Like what's going on when I scientifically hug my mother? It's like, yeah, there's maybe some dopamine going off, but explain it. Why? Why? I think finding God just comes with an extreme level of awareness through life. Like you just get to a point of life where it's like, I feel certain ways in certain environments. Why is that? It's like why, and then how can I control that? And then how can I then change my perception to then get what I want? And then how can I then change my perception to then treat others the same way? And then how can I perceive myself in different lights in different environments? What does God want me to achieve right now? Like you dive into this state of awareness where you just start thinking and questioning, and you realize it's like it's stupid to not believe there's not a God. I believe it's like the only way you will find God is if you're just looking in your life. And it's just looking and being aware. I love that, Helios. I've watched over 15 hours of video since I found you last week, having a lot of aha moments. Love it, Ken. Glad to hear, brother. If the Bible was written today, would it be the same as the original? It's a good question. Well, I think there's two answers. Like a part of me says yes and a part of me says no, because the way that the way that the Bible was written at the time was it was for a way that people could understand in relationship to their lives. So it's like that's why it talks about shepherds and all of these old things and cornerstones and like phrases that you wouldn't hear, because that like at the time it was for the people to understand in terms of like in relation. So today that wouldn't really make sense. Like they wouldn't write it that way in that same style. So I don't know. That's a good question though. I believe the concepts will be the same though, because I think universal wisdom doesn't change. How do you think it works that some people can be aware less than others? I just think people are battling themselves and battling the enemy. Like I fully believe this. Whether and again, it's like you can interpret the enemy as whatever you want, but there's a reason you feel like shit. Like there's a reason you feel like shit, and there's sometimes a reason why you feel great. Ask and really dig. Like my experience in coming to God was just me asking myself and thinking in the moment when I feel everything around you. Feel it all. When you have an intense loving connection, when you're looking out at a sunset and you just can see the beautiful of God's creation, like soak it in and be just extremely grateful. Practice gratitude. Practice love. Be kind to your fellow neighbor. Like when you live out these characteristics and you achieve and you start feeling that way, you'll feel a way you've never been able to experience before. Society, in my opinion, you are socially programmed to believe that there is not a God. So, in my opinion, you can be more controlled. I think people like to think of it the other way around. Think about it logically here. People think that religion is a way to control, when in reality, no God is a way to control. Because if you have no God, you got to worship something. And most of the time, it's the fucking government. So we are grateful, hopefully, that we are a country built in the glory of God, in the eye of God. But in my opinion, the idea of God just simply comes in, like, foundationally through the awareness of the way that you perceive your life. I would ask for that too. Ask God for strength and discernment. Religion was created to keep us programmed and civil. If you're good, you go to heaven, and bad, then hell. How do we know these things exist? Why many different gods and different religions? Someone answer. This is something that I believe like is just a fundamental thing that will always happen through society. People want power, and there will people that will use religion for good, and there's people that will use religion for evil. And that just comes with any belief, like any belief or foundation in what you believe. I truly believe the idea of God itself and the idea of a higher power is good. I believe that we were built by a very, very loving God. And I believe when you look at the historical evidence of the Bible, there's no, you can't disprove the Bible. There's not and there's two things. There's the historical evidence and the overall universal wisdom. The historical evidence, there's nothing in the Bible that you can disprove. Everything has been proven. And the eternal wisdom, there's nothing in your life that if you read the Bible and implement it into your life won't become better or won't become worse. Like, you're not a sheep. It's your acknowledgement of a higher power. It's your acknowledgement of a God, which then gives you power. You guys are thinking of this all wrong. Submission gives you power. Submission doesn't give you power? Let me ask you a couple questions then. When you come into the market and you force trades, do you think you're going to win? When you force your way on the market, are you going to win? Are you going to make money? No. When you sit here and do nothing and you submit and you're obedient to what the market is telling you, and then you get a setup and you execute, are you going to win? Absolutely. There is many, many types of submission. You think of submission as a weakness. Submission is a strength because you are killing your ego. Your ego is the enemy. Your ego is your safety defense. When somebody hurts your feelings, all that you have in the back of your brain and your soul is ego. Your ego is what keeps you safe. Mine is God. I don't need ego. I treat everybody with respect. Everybody should be treated with respect. Everybody should be treated with kindness, whether you are at the top of top or lowest of lows. Ego is the illusion of control. You think you're in control because of your ego. How do you get past the fact that God doesn't want you to chase money in your life? God tells you you have the power to build it. Why am I blanking on the fucking word here? I don't know why wealth. God literally in Scripture tells you you can build foundational wealth in your family. I don't think God tells you not to worship money. God, the only thing in my opinion, like, unless somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but God does not ask to put money above everything else. He asks you to put him first and he will give you the money that you need. But he says in Scripture you have the power to create generational wealth. I know that. And coming from somebody where I'm at right now, and you guys can take this however you want, all of the successful people in my life, very successful people, all have a close relationship with God. The more successful I climb up the ladder, the more connected they are with God. Or the more connected they are with the devil. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children, but the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. If we serve a powerful and loving God who owns the earth and everything therein, and he is our Father, why would he want us to be poor and living in the lack? God doesn't want us to be poor. First of all, God gave us, first of all, free will. All of the negativity that happens on our planet has to do with the idea is just God gave us free will. If God didn't give us free will, then yeah, we'd probably be fucking living in utopia right now. But God gave us free will. So the entire way that the world plans out to be is there's people that thinks, hey, I can really do it. When God goes to Adam and says, hey, brother, you got one test. You got an apple. Don't do it. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. And bro said, nah, I'm going to do it. So when you come down to earth, now you see everybody being like, hey, don't do crack, bro. Nah, I'm going to do it. God gave you free will for better and for worse. So there will always be hatred in the world because of free will, which is a blessing and a curse. But again, God opens you up to then the perspective that you decide. And that is why God is God. Because God gives you the decision to say, did I create you for love or did I create you for hatred? Because you have the free will to decide that. One leads to hatred of the world, extreme depression and death. And the other one leads to glory, holiness, and happiness and everything that comes along with it. It's your decision to perceive the world the way you want to perceive it. God doesn't fix things. You choose your mental strength and the path you want to go, and he will show you the light to the path, not fix your problems, and got to fix your problems. Exactly. God will show you. Well, he won't do for you. How can I control my fear? Fear of what? Fear is lack of trust. Fear is lack of certainty. Because you don't have certainty, you're fearful. Which means you're lacking faith in God. You have to believe that everything will turn out the way it needs to turn out. Like, that's just genuinely what it is. Fear is just the lack of uncertainty. But if you believe that everything will turn out the way it turns out and everything is perfect and we live in divine order and you should submit to it, right? Submission. And this is like not even just discussing God here. You have to have trust in the decisions in the overall process and the journey that you're on so you can submit and actually enjoy the process of life, because we do have a loving God. Big Sheep, I ask more of you. In my opinion, you'll find that God the natural way. I just ask of you to start. Don't care who it is. Don't care who it is, because you'll find out who it is. Just seek that feeling, and you'll find out who it is. What if when it comes to the end of the world, I spent my entire life worshiping the wrong God, brother? That is the enemy inside you, bro. You just gotta, you're creating the idea of problems. I don't know anything about Wyckoff. Birth date, September 20th, 2003. After I seen you talk about God philosophy video, you became the only trader I watch. May God bless you with his abundance of life, mine itself. Appreciate you, Jade. Much love, brother. I've not read Market Wizard. What is it? If Justin Werline was an account, he'd be my main account? Brother, what? What are you saying right now? This is a fucking... What time is it? I probably won't be on live for much longer here. This is a step away type of day. I would have expected more for the election. Honestly, we'll probably get some better stuff tomorrow when we have a decision. What if the candles spelled out Trump as he wins? That'd be hilarious. They built in the algorithm to just like become a fucking Etch-a-Sketch, and price action just builds out Trump. You said that in a very, very good way, Schlex. Hell isn't a punishment. It's just the continuation of separation from God. Nothing's changing. Do I think visualization is effective when it comes to what? I'll watch boxing. No, I will not. I will not be live streaming on YouTube tomorrow. I'll be live streaming in the mentorship group. All right, guys. It's time to hop off. Got some stuff to film. Hopefully, you enjoy your day. We had a lot of great discussions today. I'm wishing you all the best of luck for the rest of the week. Be safe. Work hard. Trust in the process. Don't overthink. Be in the now. Stop worrying. Submit. And I will see you all next time. Peace out, guys. Enjoy your day.